Hello, welcome back to the Stained Canvas. Today we are going to be doing some cool things. I've got this tin that had little Ouija mints in it, and I really love it. I think it's fantastic, and I'd like to make a watercolor tin out of it. So I have all these kinds of paint pans that I got a magnet on the bottom of, and I have my, let's see, I have my watercolors here. I'm thinking some really neat, maybe some Halloween colors. Actually, let's see how many of these fit in here first. So go this way. And with the magnet on it, it like doesn't fall out or move anywhere, which makes it really nice. Maybe I'll get 12 in here. I don't know if I'll use all 12, but let's just see how many we can fit. Looks like 12. So I will take these guys out and put them somewhere else. So this is going to be a really cute little tin. And let's see what colors we're going to fill. I think I'm going to try and let them dry before putting them back in because I don't want to get my fingers in the paint. But I really like this green. I think it's such a good, vibrant green. So we'll have that one. And what's this one? Maybe cadmium yellow hue. Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. So we'll do this one. These are my collection of, that's a nice red, watercolors. I've got them from all over the place. I even have some like little cotton ones here. I don't even know if it's open. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's opened. Maybe we'll do some turquoise too. I really kind of like that color. I have 12 colors that I could fill. So let's see what we can do. I want like a purple, I don't know. Halloween, thinking Halloween colors. So this is kind of Halloween-y. I need to have, well I don't need to, but I want to have a, oh there's some black, maybe a black. Let's see. All kinds. I love sap green, but it doesn't really feel Halloween-y. I mean, I guess it's kind of like a goopy Halloween-y kind of color. Maybe mauve. Orange, maybe. Oh, burnt sienna for sure. I'm gonna find some orange. What are you? Are you orange? Yeah, that's a good Halloween. It's leaking. I'm thinking burnt sienna, maybe. Ooh, burnt umber. Burnt sienna. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I need two more colors. What's this one? Oh, cadmium yellow deep. Thinking, which one do I like best? I was thinking I like this one best. So we'll go with this one here. Back. And one more. So I have a good red, maybe a lighter red. Oh, there's always vermilion. Oh, ultramarine. That's a good color. This one. Oh, Prussian blue. So hard to choose. Maybe I'll see if I could fit more palettes in. Yep, black. I'll stick with ivory black. So there's my 12. I usually have a some kind of gray. Oh, here we go. I like Payne's gray. Maybe I'll take Payne's gray instead of ivory black. Yeah, I think we'll go that way, that route. I like that better. So we have a couple greens. Oh, and see, I get these like on sale. So the original price was $12.99 and I paid like $3 something for it, which, you know, most of my art supplies are like that because it's expensive being an artist. So you need to, you know, be a little careful about it. No, I don't like that. So let's put that aside. Okay. We're going to start off with Payne's Gray. It's my most favorite darkish color. I'm just going to fill, I don't know if I want to fill the entire thing. I think that's good. Just leave a little space. It's just for my little, oh, we'll just put that over here. Maybe over here. Okay, so Payne's Gray. Next, Burnt Umber. Try that one out. Good. That's gonna make like really good pumpkin stems and things like that. And you know, I like burnt umber. Or burnt sienna. You have to have a burnt sienna. Burnt sienna and ultramarine are pretty together. You make all kinds of different colors. That's a good one. That'll be good. I don't want to use all my art supplies, but you know, I have like 3 kind of good blues. I think that's really good. Got my neutrals. Go with some greens. Sap green is always a delicious one to have in a palette. I don't know. I just really like it. I like green gold too. But I don't see. Let's see if I have green gold. Sap green will be fine. So these are like more kind of my neutrals, and then we're getting into some colors. Oh, this is so good. Look how vibrant. This is one of my new favorites. Get it in there. That's good. Oh, it's so tiny. There we go. We're gonna put this back on. I shouldn't be putting them in there. Oh well. There we go. And let's do some blues. Hopefully this doesn't explode on me. It's kind of thick. Woo. There we go. That's the turquoise one from Winsor Newton. Obviously I'm mixing up, but I'm thinking mostly I'm grabbing, oh yeah, Grumbacher. That's okay. Most of them are decent, colors here. Wonder if I should write down on the sides what colors they are if I have to refill it. Oh, I should have maybe started that already. Maybe I'll do that with the darks because it's difficult to tell the difference. I mean, wow, this one's a little darker. I'm making a mess all over my desk. My goodness. Let's see if I have a Sharpie of some kind. There we go. Sharpie. What was this one again? Oh yeah. Prussian blue. At least this way I'll be able to refill. This one was the turquoise, right? I think. And phthalo yellow green. Okay. Some sap green. I can tell that one from like a mile away. It's one of my favorites. Burnt sienna. got our burnt umber. And our Payne's Gray. I don't know, I just love Payne's Gray. It's one of my very all-time favorites. And, oopsies. There, got a little off my pan there. All right, so let's continue with these. We'll do some ultramarine. I'll write it down first. So. Okay. Fill this up. Well, not fill it up, but put a decent amount. I'm hoping it dries pretty okay in there. Some of these are way thicker. Like, look how juicy these guys are. Well, that's juicy. That's pretty thick. Here's a mauve. I think this is going to be a beautiful color. A very Halloween kind of a purple. Oh, I just got some all over my fingers. Being kind of messy with this. Hold on one moment. I'm just going to get a wiper. Here we go. Got my wiper. Oh yeah, it's going to be a great color. What else? Geranium Lake. It's kind of an intense red, so that'll be a fun one. Let's see. Yeah, look at this. It's kind of a beautiful red color. It's not very bright, but I mean, it feels like a great Halloween blood red, right? Like, it's so excellent. Then we have our, oops, there was no cover on that. Cad yellow hue. I think that's going to be a good one. I have a lot of cad yellow. Look, there's some right there too. This one's an older one. Oh yeah, look how great these colors are turning out. This is going to be an excellent palette. Get some cad orange. Oh, this one's kind of thick. I don't know. Oh, it's not too bad. It's just mucked up in the cover, I guess. Let's see if I can wipe this. Clean it up a little. Ooh, it's not working. It's kind of sticky. Anyways, that'll be kind of better. All right, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we have our 12. Maybe just stick them back in here. I'm not sure which way to put them. Maybe the neutrals are over here. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. Start with the greens. And we'll get yellow. Let's put this green here. So it'll kind of like continue the line here. Orange, red. There's no real rhyme or reason of how I'm doing this. The purple will go there. There. And that's my watercolor palette. I'm just going to let this kind of dry a little bit, and I'm going to get back to painting with it. So let's let this dry. I'll put this away and we'll get on with a painting for that. So I will see you guys in a minute. Okay, so I have this watercolor palette that is dried now, and I made a little swatching sheet so that I have a nice idea of what color is where. And I'm just going to go in and draw a kind of spooky cemetery kind of thing, because this is a Halloween palette and I wanted to do a Halloween watercolor with it. So I'm going to do a little tiny bit of perspective. So I'm going to just quickly, I'm drawing in the earth, and then I'm drawing in some tombstones and some tree. So the tree is going to be farther away, so it's going to be a smaller tree on that horizon line I just made, and the closer to me tombstone is going to be a little bit bigger than the other ones, so that it kind of looks like I'm right up next to this tombstone. And well, as with any watercolor washing or whatever you do, you always wet on wet. For me anyway, I like my wet on wet. I add water, so my first layer is water, and it's not pooling or dripping, it's just getting the paper wet sufficiently so that when I put my color down, like you see here, it spreads really nicely. So I'm going to go in with the cad yellow, and I'm doing that. I'm not going all the way down to the bottom of the page because I'm going over the horizon, like the earth stuff, with black, because I just want this to be a really beautiful sunset for Halloween. So I go in with my cad yellow, and then I'm putting that closest to the earth. And then my next step one is the cad orange, and I want them to spread a little bit. You notice I'm kind of not really worrying about if it goes into the tombstones or the tree, because I made those lines, so I'll be able to see through the dried watercolor and continue doing what I want to do with this painting. So after the cad orange, you see me going in with the geranium lake. Now this is such a fantastic Halloween color. I'm so glad I chose it for this Halloween palette. You can get such an intense red out of it, but it really works so well with purple and orange. Like, so one really key thing you want to remember when you're doing watercolor is you cannot put complementary colors next to each other. So I can't put yellow right up next to the purple that I'm putting on, or the mauve that I'm putting on, because it'll turn brown, and I really don't want a brown sunset. So I have to put red in between the orangey yellow and the purple, because red is in both of those colors, and it's kind of like a nice transition, makes friends with those two colors. So I know that if I have a thin layer of red between the purple and the yellowy orange, I will not get a brown. So that's just to keep that in mind if you're trying this watercolor with me here. And then now you see me here, it's kind of really wet, so I tilt it to one side and I'm just tidied up along the tape line just so that I can get some of that excess paint off. And now I really want more purple and more darker towards the top. So I'm going in, I do a little line of Payne's gray along the corners, but I want to put more mauve in. And you see me here, I'm adding some red just so that it counteracts, like, see, a little swipe of brown there. But I'm going to fix it. I go in with red, add more purple, do the orangey thing, kind of blend it out again just to try and get those colors clean again, because I don't want brown. So you'll see me even tilt it a little bit, just because I don't want it pooling. I want the yellow to stay nice and bright and yellow. So I'll give it a little tilt, and then I add more colors. So I add more purple because I really want that intense purple sunset, like almost going into like the black around the edges and the Payne's gray around the edges. So see my red, I'm going in with a nice strip of red, and it'll all blend together really nice, because the orange, you need red to make orange. The purple, you need red to make the purple. So it kind of just blends really nicely together, and you kind of avoid the brown, right? So that's what I'm doing here, just trying to intensify the colors, and they will dry and they will keep blending as they're just sitting there. So really, it's one of the wonderful things about watercolors is that they do kind of go where they want to go. They have a little bit of a mind of their own, and you just kind of have to wing it almost and kind of go with it, right? So this is starting to look really, really fantastic, really what I want to have it look like. And then, you know, it kind of looks out of place just a little bit right now because the bottom isn't black yet. But once that bottom is all silhouetted in with the graveyard, it's going to look so fantastic. That sky is just going to pop. It's just going to be so vibrant. But yeah, I'm really liking this. I think I'm going to add a little bit more of the purple. But yeah, for the most part, I love this so far. Actually, I didn't add more purple. So I'm going in, recently, if you've been watching my videos, you know I'm just recently new to Posca markers, and I love my Posca pens. And this one is a brush tip. I didn't know they had brush tips, but I picked one up accidentally, and it was like one of those happy accidents. So I'm just using the brush tip Posca marker, and I'm outlining all of my tombstones and my tree, and like all the little details that I want to show through in the silhouette. So here I am. I have a couple different kinds of tombstones. So I have the traditional cross, and then I kind of have like this more ornate cross that kind of, it's further away, so it looks smaller, and that's the key to a perspective. So the more you go up this hill, the further away these tombstones are from where you're looking right now. So those are going to be smaller. And my tree, it's going to fill in kind of that area, but it's going to look smaller regardless because the trunk is not very thick, right? So I'm going to have all these scraggly fingers, like branches and things coming off of the tree, but it's going to look really, really good because it's a smaller tree. So it's way further back into the background of this picture. And then like once I have that in, I also tried to give it like 4 or 5 bigger branches because I want it to look kind of like a spooky, crackety old hand. I don't know if it really succeeded in that hand thing visualization, but I really I love how this one turned out actually. So, you know, it's you try it, and if you like it, that's awesome. Always try and draw it in pencil first because you can erase a pencil and you can't really erase a Posca marker. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed how this tree turned out. It's just the right amount of scraggly and Halloweeny. And then after my tree is in, I'm actually going to make the earth. So the silhouette of the ground, essentially, right? And I'm going to fill in the tombstones. So I'm just going to fast forward this tombstone part because it's just coloring in what I've outlined already. And then once I have the tombstones done, I finish the earth, and then around the base of the tombstones and the base of the tree, you want to add little tufts of grass because even that, you know, makes it look like no one weed whacked around it, and it's still like, you know, leafy, and it's a cemetery that's been neglected a little bit. But yeah, so this is my final thing, and all that's left to do is take a Posca marker and fill in the earth. So I'm just gonna color it all in with black Posca, and there you go. And this is my Halloween palette with my Halloween painting, and I absolutely adore it. I think it's such a fantastic painting. I'm gonna do it with some of my students in my art class. So bye for now. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and join me next time for the stained canvas. So bye for now.